What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I just watched the Sarah Bond interview, Bloomberg interview of Sarah Bond. It's like 15 minutes. I'm like, I don't know. It was okay. My thing is, which is kind of the nature of console warring and such. People were like, oh man, did you see her body language? And she was like, ooh, ee, ooh, ah. I'm like, y'all are dumb. That's what I was like. I listened to the words that she said, okay? And basically there was nothing really new in that interview. I mean, the interviewer asked her about the layoffs and stuff, and then she's like, well, let me go back to the industry as a whole, blah, blah, blah. And everything she said seemed correct, above board. It's not like she's trying to lie and stuff like, oh, yeah, we believe in generations and all this stuff. And, oh, yeah, you're going to get that for free upgrade. I mean, $10. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to work here anymore because I'm homesick. That's not what she does. She is the boss. She is the queen of Xbox. And she's like, yo, I want to do it. I want to see. She's smart, right? So what she has done is kind of emulate what Phil Spencer did when he first got in. He said, yo, backwards compatibility team, bam, bam, let's go. And when they announced that, E3 was crazy. Like, oh, snap, right? She did the same thing. She's like, yo, backwards, forwards, sideways compatibility, all the ways compatibility, A-way compatibility. That's what she said. She said, if you got an Xbox, I don't care what kind, you go play it on the latest one. Period. And I'm like, I mean, that's basically backwards compatibility. But what she's saying, basically, as I understand it, is that moving forward, we can always expect that the games will work on the latest system, right? That's a plus. That's like, oh, well, then I should just buy an Xbox, everything, because it's always going to work. You know, until it doesn't, until they say, we're not doing it no more, whatever. But I'm just saying, that's how I read it, right? Okay, cool. And as far as the layoffs and stuff, she once again went back to the industry, and then you look at what happens. You look at what's happening around us. Square Enix is in real bad. Yo, let me tell you something. Square Enix, look, I know that they're angry. I know that they're like, why did we waste all those years, all that money on Sony? You know why? Xenophobia. That's one thing. They're like, we're not going to mess with those filthy Americans. We don't like them. I mean, sure, that could be your opinion, but, you know, money is money. You know, you hate money because those filthy Americans, they got a lot of money. So if you want to get some of that money, then you might want to reconsider your stance on the situation. And that's what happened. They fired the CEO, and boom, now they got a new CEO, boom, and they're going to make some money. Everything's coming to Xbox, basically. I mean, you know, it's going to take some time, but, you know, that's what's up. And so I'm like, you know, Square Enix, they had to cancel all these games, and now today, I'm going to do another video probably later about Sony's numbers. I mean, I heard it's like 29% down. Oh, hardware's 29% down. Oh, is it hardware? I don't know. I think maybe it's profits. But anyway, that's a real close number to what was Xbox's, 31%? And so all these ponies dug unicorns like, I'll buy an Xbox, doom and gloom. And then it's like, uh-oh. Sony's in the same boat. It's the whole industry. Going back to Sarah Bond and her interview, the whole industry is feeling it. All these numbers are similar. Why? I mean, Sony's numbers shouldn't be that high because they're the market leader. Oh my gosh. But no, they're in the same boat. You know, these donkey unicorns don't get it. You know, business is business. And Sony's been doing some pretty whack business. And my thing about Sony, right? You know, I talk shit, whatever. I talk shite, whatever. But they have been harming the industry. Y'all are not paying attention. Us, we are. We who know. But the ponies and donkey unicorns aren't paying attention because, look, just take Square Enix, for instance. They did all these deals for Square Enix, exclusive deals, blah, 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 all a big giant list of games, then come to Xbox. Now look at Square Enix right now. And now what people are doing, they're blaming Square Enix. They're like, oh, it's Square Enix's fault because this is like, okay, well, first off, Sony is supposed to be the most popular, console, right? So I guess they put 1 and 2 together and it didn't equate to 3 because they didn't sell any units on the most popular console. What does that tell you? It tells you that people who have the most popular console don't buy those type of games. They didn't factor that. They just said, oh, Sony, they're the best. We sell. We like us. We're associated with the brand, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not video games. Video games is Fortnite. Video games is Minecraft. That's what video games is Apex Legends, Video games is Star Wars to an extent. It's pop culture. That's what video games is. And so within video games, within the video game industry, within the video game genre, if you will, there is popular brands. And these popular brands are what influence the ebb and flow of consumer spending and where the money goes. And so Final Fantasy is old. It's a niche title. JRPG, all these things factor into it's not going to sell well. I mean, on its surface or in, if you look at it as a product, yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's well created and all that stuff. Well crafted. It's a good game, but it's not a popular game. It's not popular like they thought it was. Like Square Enix, is that their most popular game? I would say that Kingdom Hearts is probably more popular because of the Disney license, the Disney and Lucasfilm, and they could do a Kingdom Hearts, right? A new Kingdom Hearts 4 or 5, whatever. I don't know what they're up to. And if they position it correctly, like a Marvel movie or something like that, or lean into that stuff more, then they could tie into and tap into that pop culture aspect of video games. Because Cloud ain't doing it. Cloud. Like, oh yeah, I got a Google Cloud. I got iCloud. I got OneDrive. Like, no, not that Cloud. It's the Cloud. He got blonde hair and real big. Huh? What are we talking? You mean when you do and your pictures go into the cloud? No. We're talking about it's a very popular character from about 1,000 years ago. When we first made the game, it was little pixel sprites. What's a pixel? Look. What's happening at Square Enix right now is what is happening generally in the industry. We're seeing an instance of the fallout, if you will, of the change in methodology, in business practices in the industry. Because as usual, Microsoft does it first. They're like, because they have to, because they're a giant corporation and they cannot afford to make foolish mistakes. Sony is like, oh, we're just going to wait and see how the wind blows and then we're just going to copy. That's what they've been doing all along. You look at their history, always copying. They're not copying Nintendo. They're copying Sega. They ain't copying. Did they copy Sega? I don't even know if they did. They're copying Microsoft, Xbox. Look, there's a history and instances of this throughout the history of video games. So, whatever. But, I'm not going to say it's a shame because Square Enix should have had the insight and the foresight to realize that the less units you have available for people, the less units you will sell. And you relying on PlayStation's fake numbers. I'm gonna say they have to be fake numbers. Plus, people don't play those games. So the combination of those two things, Sony falsely inflating their console sale numbers, and nobody cares about Final Fantasy anymore. That's why they didn't sell. That's why they're closing down studios. That's why they're canceling all these games. Square Enix. So this is what's happening in the industry, and we're gonna see more of it. And we're gonna see Sony squirm and squirm and try to adjust It's going to be harder for them because they don't have a plan, and they have really never had a plan outside of let's just make these movie games because people like them. Well, we'll see. Hopefully they can come out of it, you know. But it's gonna be funny when we see some God of War on Xbox. That's all I'm saying. Let y'all thank you, I appreciate you. This is my ass. Like, subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about the Square Enix situation. The overbloatedness of people's reactions to Sarah Bond's interview, because it wasn't there was nothing there really. They're just trying to make up stuff, you know. But you know, all that good stuff. But I appreciate, and I catch y'all, and I talk to y'all on our next one. Took the way time.